Hello everyone, I welcome you all on my YouTube channel. My name is Dolly Kumari and I make videos related to interview preparation of accounts payable, receivable, US taxation. So today we are going to understand a very important aspect of US tax, and if you are preparing for US tax interview questions, AP interview questions, or vendor management interview question, so you should refer this video for your interview preparations. So before any further ado, I will dive into today's topic and I will make you understand what is W-9 form is all about, and at the end of the video I am also going to show you W-9 form, and you will able to see how it looks, the form, and what are the components that needs to be filled while filling the W-9 form. So let's understand what is W-9 form. So if you work in US taxation, or if you aspire to work in US tax, in AP or vendor management or compliance, so form W-9 is one of frequently used form by the IRS. And what is this W-9? So W-9 is used by a US person, individual, or entity to provide their tax information. So if you wanted to provide your tax information to your payer, so you should fill this form, and your payer will acquire you this form from you, so they can have a record of your a, taxpayer identification number, your legal name of the business or business name, a federal tax classification. So this is to avoid the withholding. Certificate is kept to avoid backup withholding, and the backup withholding amount is 24%. So if you submit this form W-9, you will not be able to uh, like the make the withholding. The taxpayer will save their finances by in compliant with W-9 form. So it is not submitted to the IRS directly, but it is provided to the requester, and the requester is always your payer. Payer is the person who is going to pay you. So if you wanted to be in compliance with the payer, so you should give them the W-9 form. And why is form W-9 is required? So as I have told you, one point, to avoid the withholding, that is one of the major reason, is to avoid the withholding. And business collect form W-9 to report payment to the IRS, prepare information returns, such as, if you want to prepare these kind of information, form 1099 NEC and form 1099 miscellaneous, form 1099 INT, that is interest, form 1099 DIV, that is dividend, form 1099K. So without a valid W-9, the payer may be required to apply backup withholding at 24%. So he or she need to do this backup withholding of 24%. So the payee wants to avoid this, so they should be in compliance with the W-9 form, because the payer will have a document of your taxpayer information. So this is very important, and this is one of the crucial and main reason to have this W-9. Line by line explanation of form W-9. So part 1 is identification section, where line 1 is name. So you have to enter your name as shown on your federal income tax return. Individuals, legal name, and single member LLC, disregarded entity, owner name. And line 2, business name if different, used for sole proprietorship is DBA, doing business as. Single member LLC, trade names, and disregarded entities. Now comes line 3, where you have to do the classification of federal tax. So you have to check only one box that is applicable to you. And what are the criteria in line 3? So one of the criteria is individual, sole proprietor. Second is C corporation, and then S corporation, partnership, trust, estate, and limited liability company, that is also known as LLC. If LLC, specify tax treatment as C, S, or partnership. So this classification determines which 1099 form applies, and this classification will also help in preparing 1099 form by the payer. Now comes line 4, exemption used mainly by corporation, often exempt from 1099 reporting, financial institution, government entities. Include payment, pay code, FATCA exemption code if applicable. Now line 5 and 6 is address. You have to mention your address, enter street address, city, state, and zip code. This is where the 1099 will be mailed. Part 1 is TIN section, where social security number for individuals, sole proprietors, employer identification number. For corporation and partnership, multi-member LLC. Some single member LLC if using EIN. Important, the TIN must match IRS records, otherwise the payer may receive a B notice. Part 2, certification. So by signing you certify that TIN provided is correct and you are not subject to backup withholding unless notified. You are a US citizen or other US person. FATCA code is correct. Signature makes the form legally binding. So signature is very important if you are getting a W-9 form. So you should get it signed also to make it legally binding. And what is backup withholding? So if TIN missing, IRS notifies mismatch, pay fails to certify, then payer must withhold 24% of the payment and remit to IRS. So whatever you are going to pay to the payee, before paying that you should keep 24% of that payment and keep it and remit to the IRS. This amount is reported on form 945. So who must provide W-9? Independent contractors, consultant, freelancers, vendors, attorney, landlord, gig workers, interest and dividend receipts. So this W-9 is very important and I have covered all the important information that is necessary to understand this W-9 form. And now I will show you how the W-9 form looks like so you can understand what is this W-9 form is all about. So I hope you are able to see my screen, and I'm sorry for the there was other screens also that was visible, so sorry for that, but this is how the W-9 form looks like. And what is written over this W-9 form? Request of taxpayer identification number and certification. So it is saying that we need to get the taxpayer identification number. And now here comes one where legal entity name, then business name, and check one box which is applicable, which I have already told you. Now here comes the address, and here comes if you checked partnership trust. So this we already have covered everything, but I just wanted to show you that this is how the W-9 form looks like. And here the TIN section, and here is the certification, and here are some general instruction, and this needs to be signed. So without the signature, this will not be binding to the other party. So you should get it signed, and then only this certificate will be valid. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I will answer to your all questions. But I think this is enough to know what is W-9, and this will be really helpful for you in the interview, and all the questions will revolve around this form and from whom you should get this W-9. So as we all have already read that gig worker, contractors, and there are so many people. So please give it a read and understand what is that. Thank you.